the world.
The shard is mine. Fill this temple with their blood.
Did she mean my mother will share my fate? Could my mother be alive after all these years?
She is full of lies. Do not believe her.
This fight was too easy. She's toying with us. We must get back to Uncle Deckard right away.
I agree the fight was too easy.
The world stone has been changed. Our children are born weak and suffer short lives. The demon Nereza promised to restore their power, but instead turned them into misshapen creatures and sent them to war against us. We may die, but not before she is sent back to the burning hells.
Somebody asking on Twitter about the overall length of Diablo. I guess, well, I mean, there were stories that were circulating before I got on this live stream this morning that were saying that people cleared Diablo 3 in roughly 14 or so hours. I don't know how accurate that is. That seems really fast. I would say Diablo 2 more of a, around 20, probably more than that. If you really take the time to explore, I mean, yes, you can speed run these games if you want to. But exploration and item discovery and stuff like that, I think, is worthwhile because you find stuff that's useful. So that really extends the experience.
I remember a glow streaking towards a fishing village.
That must be worth them.
Oh, brilliant, dear Leah. Have the ferryman take you there.
So I do have this extra magic ring here, and I think I can just give that to a follower, so let me do that. Yes? No?
Nice choice.
Scoundrel like that, apparently. So I have to go talk to the ferryman, who's over in this direction. I will eventually, I don't know when exactly, unlock another Artisan, so I will, if you played a lot of Diablo 2 and are used to socketing items and things like that, that does unlock eventually. I'm not entirely sure where.
I need a ferry to Wortham.
I will take you, but beware. Smoke rises from the village.
That was fast.
Destroying the town. Get out while you can.
Nope, I'm gonna go fight stuff. Use my ridiculous attack speed bonus here to just absolutely demolish everything. My goodness. Wow. Again, conveying that feeling that you are becoming more powerful as you play.
In his nets.
Few games do it better than Diablo.
The hilt of an ancient blade, but I know it must be more.
Please, my family's hiding in the chapel with the rest of the townsfolk. We must get to them.
Don't run off! You'll get yourself killed!
Yeah, why would he run off?
Made his choice.
What choice? Why would he not stay with the dude with the huge sword and the heavy armor on? Wow, I just destroyed everyone. So yeah, by jumping into the center there, I could use my Ren skill.
You cannot keep the sword from me.
Which does damage over time.
My servants will burn this town to ashes.
No, they won't. Not once I get my attack speed up.
Something coming.
Oh, that guy dropped a bomb. Heyo.
I seek the hilt of a sword. It fell from the sky and glows with strange magic.
We found it days ago. I wish we'd never brought it here. Come, I left Virgil to guard it. We will be glad to be rid of it.
I'm going back to Tristram to check on Uncle Deckard.
Alright, so I lost one of my followers there, but Leah is not a permanent follower. Looks like that's where I'll go eventually. But I need to head into the chapel for now.
Something isn't right.
No kidding.
Damn, it's not here.
While you were on your hero's errand here, I captured all 3 sword pieces and your friends.
I should have known. I must get back to Kane's house.
But not before I check the bookshelves. Barbarian's pretty forceful with those bookshelves. You could probably just move a book. He just tears the whole thing down. Everything just falls over.
It's your choice, King. Either use your heraldric arts to repair the sword, or your dear Leah dies a horrible death.
Oh, this pain, this destruction. What is the sword to you?
To me, nothing. To my master, Belial, everything. Your rage is overwhelming, girl. You win this round, but if the sword cannot be mine, I'll claim the one it's bound to. In the end, the blade shall be mine.
Uncle, you can't die.
Nothing can stop that now. But there is one last thing I must do. The sword must be made whole.
That seemed pretty easy.
Just as I suspected, the sword is of the high heavens. The stranger is an angel. Heed the journal. The truth lies within.
Uncle Deckard!
Aw. Well, that kind of sucks. So, if you haven't really played Diablo before and don't really know Kane, he has been a character throughout every Diablo game, and if he actually did just die there, then that's unfortunate. I mean, his quote "Stay a while and listen" is pretty much. When people try to quote Diablo, that is the quote. That is what is used. That's been one of the more memorable lines from the game, in a game that really isn't about lines of dialogue at all.
Uncle Deckard is gone forever. I remember the wonderful times we had together. Always off on another crazy quest. What will I do without him? He believed the stranger was an angel, but he is only a man. I always knew they were just stories. Uncle Deckard died for those stories.
For many years, villagers were too afraid to settle near the ruins of the cursed town Tristram. But as time went by, adventurers arrived to loot the old cathedral, and their business was profitable enough that new Tristram sprang up to accommodate them. Fewer travelers visit now, though, and the town is mostly populated by craftsmen and farmers.
So if he actually is dead, although I would well, I mean, maybe he'll come back at some point, but it seems like he's actually dead. And I'm actually going to go over here and do this. Maybe Leah will take his place. His previous role in the Diablo games, aside from spewing occasionally hilarious quotes, was to identify equipment, and that's really not required anymore because you can just identify stuff directly from your inventory. So it's not like he actually has a gameplay function.
I've dug up some new things for you to take.
I'm going to go over here, and if you just take note of my Artisan layout, I'm going to go in and train up to the next level here. So he's level 1. I've trained a couple times, handing over money. I have enough to, I think, do the next one, and then you'll see an upgrade. There you go. So now he has fancier gear. And I got an achievement for that as well. But I can make some better stuff now, including better one-handed axes. I can dual wield as well. I've been using a two-handed sword most of the time, but I could dual wield if I wanted to. And actually, the game suggested at the start that using, when you dual wield, if you dual wield items of similar damage or similar items, then you actually, that is a better idea. I don't think there's much here for me to make, but oh yeah, there is actually. I should do this, but I don't have enough materials, so I need to go continue exploring.
If only I could control this power, I could have saved him.
Do not blame yourself. Magda is the one who must pay for Kane's death.
Magda and her master Belial. The journal speaks of an angel falling from the heavens as the shadow rises from the abyss. The stranger is the key to all of this.
Angel or man, we must return the sword to him. It will restore his memory.
When my power erupted, I saw into Magda's mind for an instant. She's fled to the Highlands. You can reach them through the caves above Wortham. You have to know, she'll be waiting for you.
I am ready for her.
Yeah, I mean, if you are watching this live stream, I am going to be going through the story, so there will be spoilers. If you're into Diablo for the story, then yeah, sorry, I can't really avoid those if I want to advance the plot. And I do plan on playing for quite a while today, at least till maybe around 5 or 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you're watching the stream from IGN and you saw mention of free copies at around 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 a.m., so roughly an hour and a half, a little more than that, Pacific time, I will be joined by a few other people from IGN, and at that point we will start giving away copies and stuff like that. Not for now, though. For now, it's just going to be me playing as the Barbarian, and I mean, I could go play a different class. I just figured people would want to see some of the later content in the game instead of just going through the beta content again with an existing class. There are 5 classes in the game. I'm the Barbarian. There's also a Wizard, who's more of a magic caster, ranged caster, Witch Doctor, who's sort of like the Necromancer from Diablo 2. He has summons, but he also has a lot of abilities that set him apart as well. There's the Monk, who is more about close range fighting and really fast attacks. He's kind of a strange character. I haven't used him all that much. And then there's the Demon Hunter, who is all ranged attacks, uses bows, crossbows, that kind of thing. But yeah, I was gonna stick with the Barbarian, who is much more about up close power, although does have some ranged attacks in the form of, at least right now, I have my Ancient Spear ability that does this. And that will snag enemies and pull them back to me and do a momentary stun. So that gives me a chance, in case enemies are running away from me, I can pull them back. And if I miss, then I can always just do a leap and hit them. People asking for my overall impressions so far. Yeah, I mean, this game is certainly a lot more convenient than previous Diablos and a lot of action RPGs in general. Everything works really seamlessly. It's really easy to just get in and start fighting and collect things with minimal fuss. There isn't a lot of inventory annoyance, although this skill menu is kind of irritating. In that you can't just see all of the skills at one time. They're kind of broken into categories like this. like the passive skills, you see the whole thing here so you can read them, but it's not the case with these. But in general, yeah, it seems to be pretty easy to do everything, and town portaling and identifying things just minimizes, the way it's handled here minimizes the amount of time you spend in menus and just lets you get back to the game. They've also definitely evolved how they deliver story in Diablo 2, where you have the little voiceovers in the corner. You have in-game cutscenes that you see. Occasionally you'll get, it looks like class-specific, very brief cutscenes that aren't the really fancy pre-rendered cinematics. I assume they saved that. Oh my goodness, these guys are much more powerful than I was fighting before.
Do it in Kingsport.
Okay, so I just got a magic bow, so I should... no, I did not get a magic bow. Sorry, I thought that was magic. But yeah, the pre-rendered cinematics are another method of story delivery that I assume is just going to be placed in between the acts. And there are 4 acts in this game, and as was hinted at by the witch that I've been fighting against, she works for Belial, who is one of the lesser evils that is still very much alive. So I assume I'm going to run into him at some point. We also know that Asmodan is in the game. That has been shown off in previous cinematics, who is another lesser evil. And those are the lesser evils, and the other 2 that you fought in Diablo 2, Andariel and Duriel, both of whom... Andariel was okay. Duriel was incredibly annoying in Diablo 2, and was probably the most irritating part of that game, just because the difficulty spike when fighting him was out of control, and that's something that I have not found so far while playing Diablo 3, as the difficulty seems pretty smooth, and actually right now it's really easy, mostly because I have this frenzy skill that just obliterates everything because it increases my attack speed with every hit, and then I can rend like that, which does damage over time to anything around me. So combining those 2 seems pretty brutal, and then I can mix in my movement skills on top of that. But yeah, difficulty definitely very easy right now. This is, of course, normal mode. There are 3 other difficulty levels: Hell, Nightmare, and I screwed up the order there. Nightmare, Hell, and Inferno. And Inferno is the max level difficulty level. So that is for the level cap, which is 60. You head into Inferno mode, and it is supposed to be, according to Blizzard, incredibly difficult. So they said they had experts testing it, and then sort of got a sense for what was okay for them, and then doubled the level of difficulty. I don't know how. I mean, that's kind of a blanket statement, so I don't know what that translates to in terms of specifics. But yes, it is supposed to be extremely difficult. So if you can find that challenge eventually. Although I have not played it yet, so I don't know specifically how difficult it is. I don't believe Blizzard actually ever showed off Inferno mode to anyone, to any press at least, prior to release.
Against my blows.
Oh, and it's like Ryan Clements just came online, who is an editor at IGN, in case you don't know, and also a huge fan of Diablo. So if Ryan wanted to, if he sees me on Battle.net, because you can just use your Battle.net friends list, he could just jump into my game. I think I have that option enabled, where he's just able to join whenever he wants to. Of course, he's going to be super low level at this point, so I don't know if that's really a good idea. But you will see your friends sign on. You'll see achievements that they take care of in this little notifications box, and I'm sure those can be turned on and off, because there is so far what I've found, anything you're like, oh, I don't really like how that's set up, or I don't like this specific thing. Most things can be customized and modified to minimize frustration. For example, the elective mode. So I'm not just talking in random generalities. For how you assign skills. So the way it works initially is Blizzard basically has categories set up already, like primary, secondary, defensive, might, whatever, these categories, and you can only assign one from each. That's how it is by default, and then if you go into options and switch on, where is it? Here we go, elective mode. So this enables you to fully customize your skill bar so that I could, if I wanted to, even though I'm just gonna switch this out as soon as I do it. Let's go into might, and oh, I only have one unlocked there anyway. But basically, so you can assign anything anywhere is what that lets you do, which is a nice option. And I don't know if that's really going to be necessary to do in just enabled player health bars apparently. I don't know if that's really going to be necessary in normal since it seems pretty easy so far, but perhaps later on when you really need to think really hard about which skills you have equipped and which runes are active, then maybe that'll come into play a little bit more. Okay, so I just unlocked Seismic Slam. That's a pretty cool skill. I'm going to equip that as soon as I'm out of this fight here. Okay, so with Seismic Slam, I can bash the ground and cause a wave of destruction that deals knockback and increased weapon damage. So, I mean, I could switch this out with Rend, but I kind of like Rend. It's serving me pretty well. It looks like it can modify Ground Stomp as well. So it also, so this Deafening Crash modification for Ground Stomp will actually slow down enemies in the area of effect as well. But I'm gonna go in here and let's see. I haven't actually been, I like Ancient Spear, but I haven't actually been using it that much. So I am going to swap in Seismic Slam for Ancient Spear. And because I have elective mode enabled, I can just go over here and do this. And there you go. My 2 skill is now Seismic Slam. And there's just a brief cooldown. And there you go. That's how you swap skills around. So if you're used to something from Diablo 2 where you really had to make permanent decisions about which skills you wanted to use, this one just lets you, in Diablo 3, you just swap them in whenever you want to, basically. How I feel about that system is, you know, I think I actually like it so far, just because it lets me experiment. It means that while I'm playing a character, I don't have to sit there and be like, well, I'm never gonna know what 80% of the skill tree does, and you know how that makes me feel further down the line when I'm much higher level and want to differentiate myself from other players. You know, I don't know yet, because that is part of your class identity, what you used to do in Diablo 2 by customizing your skill setups.
The one who threatens my mistress and the dark power that created her. I have been chosen.
So yeah, I mean, the concern here is just that every character will feel the same, because every character can just switch in whatever skill build you want. On the other hand, if I sit here and spend like 100 hours until I'm through, you know, Inferno, and that's just a ballpark estimate, I have no idea how long that'll actually take. You know, if I'm gonna put in that much time, I want to be able to do as much as possible. So it's nice to have the option to switch in between skill sets at leisure. All right, let me start using Seismic Slam here. I haven't really been using it. So Seismic Slam is also a Fury spender, so I do have to build up Fury before I can use it. And there it is.
I've been healed.
You can see a wave of a shockwave sort of go out in front of him. So it's not like Ground Stomp just does AOE it affects AOE right around the Barbarian, and then yeah, the Seismic Slam projects a wave forward. Like so. Now I do have 2 Fury spenders on here, so I'm not sure really how that's going to balance out if I'm going to be low on Fury the whole time, but I feel like, considering how fast I attack with this Frenzy skill, that's not really going to be much of a concern. Oop, I got a shrine here. Attack speed bonus. All right, so I'm gonna attack really fast now. Yeah, that did the job right there. People on Twitter are telling me that I don't have to click around to move everywhere. I can just hold, and I did know that. It's just, I'm sorry, it's force of habit that I do this all the time. It's maybe I'm just impatient. I don't know. But yes, I know if you just hold the mouse button down in a direction, you can just guide your character around. All right, let's see where I'm going here. I can pull up my map and drag it around. And I haven't gone. I'm gonna go over to my right now, but it looks like I haven't explored over here. And I don't know if there's anything over here, but I haven't found that yet either. If you are watching this and you did want to send me a direct question, I am periodically checking my Twitter account, which is just CONYETT.
My mistress has accepted me. Come close and feel her loving embrace.
All right, looks like I've actually gone in the correct direction here.
Appears we're not alone in here.
Please help me. It's horrible. She sucks the innards from her victims. Oh, no. No. It's too late. I hear her. The Spider Queen is coming.
Spider Queen?
Where's the spider at? Oh, here we go. So yeah, I'm using Ren there to do damage over time. I just used a potion to replenish some health, and then I'm using my Frenzied Strikes here to boost my attack speed so I can just do a lot of damage. And having these little minions come out is actually good because some of them will probably drop health globes, like right there, which actually brings my health back. So that is helpful. Oh, it looks like a health globe just dropped from the boss, too. I'll go collect that. There we go. Oh, I got some special stuff here. So I got a broadsword and some gloves, and then these are better quality than the standard blue items. This is, I mean, if you've played, well, Diablo, or if you haven't played Diablo and you played World of Warcraft, I mean, it's the same kind of coloring, so that you have rarer items colored in different styles, so you know when the item drops that you've got something really special. Overall, that's pretty good. I would have liked something better because it does have an intelligence increase on it, which doesn't really do much for a barbarian aside from increased resistances by a little bit. But I'll put that on anyway because it has a lot of other cool bonuses, including an attack speed increase, which I totally didn't need, but I have now. This one-handed sword has a dexterity bonus on it, another attack speed increase. Maybe if I can pair that with another cool sword, that would be worthwhile. This axe is slightly worse than the sword I have right now, so I'm not going to switch that in. Oh, here we go.
Thank you.
So this is the...
This horrible place.
This may be the jeweler? I don't know. Actually, no, it's not. I don't know who this is.
It was terrible being stuck in there like that. Thank the gods you came along. What are you doing out here?
I seek a man taken by the Coven.
The Coven? I saw them dragging someone into Leoric's manor house. Perhaps it was the man you seek. You might have a small bit of trouble reaching there, though. I'm not proud of this, but I stole the staff of a powerful Khazra shaman. The Khazra went mad and chased me to the caves. You can find the staff in my cart in the Highlands. If you take it to the Khazra barricade, perhaps they will let you pass.
Alrighty. So questions coming in over Twitter about whether I can hotkey skills for swapping between the menus so I don't have to dig through this. I don't know about that actually. You could hotkey skills in D2 with the F or the function keys. Doesn't look like I can do that. Let me check the options menu. I haven't looked at this yet. Key bindings. It doesn't look like it, so I don't think I can, unless there's something I'm not seeing here. I don't know if that's necessarily possible. And again, that's just so if I could somehow customize the bindings on these. So if I wanted to switch in Rend for Slam or Hammer of the Ancients at a button press instead of diving through these menus, I could do that. I'm not sure if there's an option to do that. I didn't see one when I looked right there.
There are more cultists here.
You'll never see me coming.
Oh, giant dragonfly creature. Probably unnecessary to trigger that trap, considering I'm the only thing there. In terms of setting up a multiplayer game, some people are asking about that. No, I am just playing solo right now. I have a follower running around with me, but if I wanted to set up multiplayer, you have your social panel, and you can just invite people from here. Invite to party. I could do that if I wanted to. You can also set it so that anyone on your friends list that you're both connected through Battle.net, you can just sort of jump into their game automatically. I'm going to go back to Tristram real quick and clear some of my inventory space.
Got a right good bunch of things for you this fine day.
These non-magical items really don't seem to sell for much. I don't even know why I bother picking them up, really. I don't have enough money to upgrade my Artisan again, but I can break down some of these items. And I don't know if I'm actually going to use this sword. Bonuses aren't that amazing, and the damage isn't very good. So I'm actually going to break that down. I could sell it as well. And actually, you know what? I haven't gone to the auction house in a second. So let me put this in my shared stash. Although I don't have to do this, but I'm going to. And then to get to the auction house, the real money auction house isn't actually enabled yet. But to get the auction house, you just go. Oh, so you can open your game up to the public too, if you wanted other people to join. Which I do not for now. I'm trying to keep it a fairly controlled environment. But you leave the game, you just go back to the main menu, like this. And then you go to, and you can search for public games as well, depending on quest progress. It looks like I'm actually pretty close to the end of Act 1 here. But the auction house is right here, so I do have one auction up, no bids, really high buyout. I probably did not price that very well, so I'm going to put my sword up for a lot cheaper. And let's see, it's giving me a default starting bid of 179. I'm gonna say 100, and I'm gonna set a buyout price of 250, just to see if I can actually make a transaction work here. Okay, my auction is up. Looks like I have a max of 10 auctions at once. I can cancel this within 5 minutes, and then this is the button you would hit to switch over to the real money auction house, which is not live yet. As it says, 5/22 is the date that they're targeting for the real money auction house. So I'm gonna quit out of here. And then this banner is actually something that I've been getting unlocks for as I've been playing. This just shows up when you're in a multiplayer game. It'll drop down in near the main waypoint, I guess, to indicate that you're there. And it's actually a way for players, if they click on your banner in a multiplayer game, to just teleport directly to you. So that's a nice convenience factor. So you can just switch around the patterns and things like that within your sigils. Nothing terribly exciting, but it sort of shows off the kind of progress you made, because there are a lot of things to unlock here. And then dyes to color them and things like that. Anyway, back to the game.
They will run when they see us. Why do I get the feeling that there are more cultists here?
More fury.
You notice that this all reset because I did leave the game and come back.
Well, what treasure.
Oop, shrine. I think this is attack speed bonus? Yep. I'm going to attack very quickly using this frenzy skill and building up my attack speed bonus. Nice little rainbow effect back there. Yeah, if you didn't see me fighting these tree guys earlier, it just gives a sense of variety as to the enemy attack patterns, because these guys drop down these little plants that do damage when they open up and spew poison all over the place. So just another thing you have to watch out for in addition to their basic attacks. Okay. Oh, my scoundrel's back. Questions coming in about how the minimap works. I mean, it basically sits up here by default. If you hit M, you can bring up your map that you can move around just to see sort of what you've explored and what you haven't. And then I don't know if there are more options in here. There may be. I'm actually going to turn off this zoom when inventory is open. That's actually kind of irritating. But yeah, I mean, pretty basic. It gives you all the information you want to know. Special things on screen, like this healing well over here, as well as important objectives and things like that. There you go. You can see somebody on my friends list there just earned an achievement, and you do get notifications about that, so you get a sense of what your friends are doing while you're questing. Or killing, I guess.
Though New Tristram and the fields surrounding it have been resettled over the years, the Highlands remain empty, save for the crumbling ruins of Leoric's old outposts. The king built more than one watchtower in his paranoia, but now they cannot even ward away goatmen and wild beasts. A tragedy, really.
So this may just be, I was just checking my quest log just to see if I needed to go into the Cave of the Moon. The Cave of the Moon is just going to be some random cave that you just find by exploring, and then you can go down there, which I will, and hopefully earn some cool rewards. And I do need money and magic items to bring back to the Blacksmith so that I can make some better stuff for myself and for my followers. And there, I immediately found a special enemy type. That was close. That was almost the first time I died. But yeah, I have not died yet. I found the level of difficulty in normal to be very forgiving.
Long I have labored to master the dark arts. Now I finally reap the rewards. For Magda has acknowledged me. She promised me a special task that will bring endless glory to the Great One. I can hardly rest until she reveals it on the morrow.
Scoundrel didn't fare too well on that trap. Oh, pretty good heater shoot just popped out of that guy. Let's see if... Yeah, that's pretty decent. So I could equip that along with a one-handed weapon, and I could go sword and board, as they say, if I wanted to, but I'm pretty happy with this two-hander. Especially with the speed increase. Although if I was dual-wielding some weapons, I'm sure I could do some seriously quick damage. Maybe I'll do that later. Oh, we got something going on over here. It's like just a standard enemy using cold attacks. So not much down that side. I don't know if I can use this belt at all. Let me check. No, the magic bonuses really aren't that amazing, so I'm gonna not bother with that. I did pick up a bow, though. And see if it's actually better than what my guy's using. No, it's pretty much the same thing, although it says masterwork. 16.1. Negligible. So yeah, it doesn't appear that this is really a story-specific cave. This is just a random cave I found that I'm just exploring to see what kind of items I can get.
Not enough fury.
So far, not much. Oh, here we go. This may be a good chance. I got some champions.
I need fury.
All of whom have knockback. Which can't really compete with my attack speed. And yeah, that belt is nowhere close to as good as the belt I have on right now, so I'm going to ignore that.
Would you like a bit of wine?
You steal from drunken sots.
Oh, and there's a level 2, so down I go.
Stealing if I give them wine in return.
And now I have 25% magic and gold find because of that shrine, so I'm going to want to move around very quickly and kill as much as I possibly can because that's an increased chance to get cool loot.
I need fury.
That wasn't a very interesting detour. Oh my god, give me enemies. I have 2 minutes left on my buff. Oh, here we go. So yeah, again, this is a waller. So you saw the guys with knockback earlier. Different special types of monsters have different special abilities in addition to their regular attacks, and this guy will sort of trap you in a space with him. Didn't really do him much good, considering I just totally killed him. But I have to figure at higher difficulty settings that that's going to be a lot more challenging when you do get walled in like that. Ooh, a ring. Not going to check what it does yet because I am still trying to... okay, so that's the exit, so that's the end of this dungeon. There may still be a treasure chest or something like that, a special chest that drops better items in here, so I'm going to keep hunting for that. Here we go, Resplendent chest. You can tell because it's glowing. So another ring.
I'm overburdened.
And it looks like my inventory is actually full, so let me see what these rings are. Magic find bonus, so 4% magic find bonus. I am definitely going to favor magic find bonus. So now I have 2 rings, which are giving me a total of 9% chance of finding a better magic item. Oops. Oh, that's actually pretty good. That's +3 experience and additional damage, so I am going to swap that in and hand over my ring to my follower because they can actually carry 2 rings.
A gift for me.
And I haven't actually found any neck items yet, no amulets or anything like that. These magic shoulders do have better armor, but they don't have an experience bonus, so I am not going to worry about those because I would rather take the experience bonus right now so I can level a bit faster. Because leveling in the game, in case you weren't familiar with it, actually that is how you unlock skills, and specifically they unlock automatically, so you don't earn skill points that you dump into a tree. You basically just have these skills that will unlock at specific levels, so you know when everything's going to unlock, and then all their associated runes that change how the skills function also unlock as you level. So it's all pretty automated.
Quite an enemy over there.
Oh, here we go, special enemy type. And actually, I should probably go back to town so I can sell off some of my stuff. Another waller.
I'm overburdened.
Yeah, I can't actually pick any of this stuff up. So I'm going to drop one of my crappy items and pick up this bow, which actually that does increased damage and attack speed. I'm going to give this to this guy. There he goes. Now his bow's glowing. And I'm going to town portal back to Tristram so that I can sell off some of the stuff, clear inventory space, and hopefully be able to make something at the Blacksmith. So I'm going to salvage all of my magic items to get more materials here, unless one of these has way better stats, but my belt is actually pretty good, so I'm fairly happy with that. crossbow seems pretty good. I'm okay with leaving that behind. I'm actually going to, just in the interest of variety, I'm going to switch out this sword, and I'm going to dual wield these shivs. So they both have attack speed increases on them, as well as specific damage type increases. So I'm going to keep those in there, and I am going to disenchant my trusty sword that I've been using for a while, and see how much of a difference this makes with all the attack speed bonuses I have on me. Oh, and I also have this magic shield, so I can go over here to my other follower, this Templar, and go to his inventory, and let's see if this is actually better. It's not, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And I'm just going to sell off my junk, even though I don't actually get very much money for doing this. It's still better than nothing. And this ring, since, I mean, I could just put it in my shared stash over here, but I'm just going to hand it over to Templar guy and keep it equipped on him. I eventually do get a third follower as well, I'm not sure when that happens. So let's see. I don't have enough to train this guy to the next level, but maybe I can make something cool. I can't use these axes yet. I would very much like to. That is the weapon I was using earlier. Let's see about armor. Good there, okay there. I have really good gloves on, actually. Oh, here we go. So I could definitely use this helmet. So I have to hand over 5 subtle essences and a little bit of money, and then it will give me a helmet with 2 associated magic properties. Hopefully one of them is Magic Find, but I don't know before I craft. I sort of have to wait for the output, and I have gold and vitality, which is okay. I would like Magic Find. Oh, these pants are actually better. I'll make those as well. Now that has extra gold and Magic Find. Unfortunately, the stat bonus is not something particularly useful. It's Dexterity, which is not the primary attribute for Barbarians, although it does increase my dodge chance. And since I'm wearing all crappy items anyway, this is all pretty low-level stuff, I'm going to put those in there because that's an upgrade, and this will also make my helmet look cooler when I equip this. There we go. I now have a spiky helmet. And actually showing this stuff off is a little bit easier with the zoom when inventory is open, so I will apply that again so that this happens. But yeah, now I can just break these down and return some of the investment there. And then I think that's sort of about what I wanted to do. Yeah, I'll leave that for now. And I haven't gotten any notifications that any of my auctions have sold yet. I have 2 auctions up right now on the gold auction house. That is the virtual currency auction house. One of which I've probably priced way too high, and the other which maybe a little bit too low. So I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, I'm not paying attention. Ow.
We did it!
Health returns.
Oh, there we go. So I just got a ping on my mini-map, so it looks like my quest objective is to the north. I'm definitely attacking very quickly with these 2 shivs. Excellent at taking out groups of small frogs. Yeah. Yeah, I attack really fast while dual wielding with this enabled.
Health returned.
Looks like I kind of found a town over here. Uh-oh. Alright, so I'm going to use my Seismic Slam and see what kind of damage I can do with that. Pretty effective in this regard because I've bottlenecked the enemies so that I can basically hit all of them with every Seismic Slam, then go back and build up Fury with my rapid attacks, although I've been walled in here by the special enemy type, so I'm going to recover some health and try to get out of there. Now come back with Seismic Slam. There we go, pretty effective. That guy's not having a great day. Alright, and maybe there will be a treasure chest in here. Although the special monster types do basically function as treasure chests in that you usually get cool stuff from them. So I got 2 pairs of boots here that I'm not a huge fan of, and this bow, which I don't believe is actually as good as what he's using right now, my follower. Nope, so I am going to ignore that stuff. And continue on to my quest objective, which was pinged right up here, so I just head north. Again, spoiler alert, I'm just playing through the story here because that's basically how you go through this game. I can't really avoid that. So if you are watching the stream, there will be story spoilers if you do care about the story.
Still recharging.
Alrighty, here's the staff I'm looking for. Guess I'll take these guys out first.
The ancients have blessed me.
I unlocked a whole bunch of stuff there. That was a new skill, a passive skill, and a rune. So if I go in here, it will alert me to what I got. So this is Bash. This is the first Fury generator that I was awarded in-game. An Onslaught. I guess it basically just causes reverberations that just do additional damage while you're fighting. So I'm going to stick with Frenzy because I really like the attack speed bonus. But I believe I unlocked another... Yeah, here we go, Revenge. Okay, so Revenge has a 15% chance to become active every time I'm hit, I guess. And then once triggered, it inflicts big weapon damage on all nearby enemies. I'm actually healed by it, so this is kind of a heal. So I'm going to switch this in for Seismic Slam. Oops, I'll kill this tree first. So yeah, I'm going to bring this in for Seismic Slam, Revenge, accept, and it'll just be active in a little bit there. And then I also learned a new passive skill, Nerves of Steel, which is a giant armor boost, but I'm pretty happy with my crit damage bonus. So I'm going to stick with that for now. I haven't really been in danger of dying that much, so I'm not too concerned about armor